Hello, 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 and welcome. So, today we're actually going to be talking about the spring, the wondrous, fabulous season of spring. I personally am really glad, really glad to be experiencing spring right now. And probably you are too. Winter can be a really deep, dark time for us, and spring carries with it so much positive energy. We see it in our lives directly, and we see it in nature all around us. So, this is like a mass experience of rebirth, of regrowth, of renewal, and rejuvenation. So, we can actually grab onto this energy and make this alive and use it to expand and grow our own vitality and our own sacred sexual energy and vitality as well. So that's what today's talk is going to be all about. Um, so for those of you who don't know me, I am Dr. Debbie Mites. I'm going to share my screen with you real quick here. Because I kind of like using visuals in my presentations. So I'm gonna see if I can do that here. Yeah, wonderful. So here we go. Hopefully you can see my screen right now. So I am Dr. Debbie Mites. I'm the Tantra doctor, and I'm here to help you to heal, to grow, to rejuvenate, to give a rebirth to your own sexual energy, to be able to experience your sexual energy as a sacred, integral part of who you are. Because we are designed to have sexual energy and to be able to use it as a force, a life force energy. It's really life force energy that we can use in every single part of our lives, whether it's a clearly, sexual situation or not. We can enliven our vibrancy, and we can use this to connect to people. So we're going to talk about some deeper aspects of this in a little while. But I want to ask you a question. When do you remember feeling vibrantly alive? These people are experiencing the beauty of just a beautiful time in nature, and they're surrounded by the wood element, which is the element that the spring is associated with in the Taoist five element system. I've studied Tantra and sexual healing from many different perspectives and through many different lineages and backgrounds. And I like to bring them all together in different ways. But I do like to refer to the Taoist principles a lot because it's really all about energy. It's all about cultivating energy and using it for your highest good. So love and vibrancy can take place on so many different levels and in different ways. So I want to talk for a moment about the wood element. So many of you know that in the Taoist five element system, that that there are basically obviously five elements. Five elements, and wood is one of the five. So there's wood, water, fire, earth, and metal. Each of these elements actually works together in a creation cycle. So if you take this circle that's going around, water feeds wood, makes sense, right? You see this in nature. Water feeds the plant kingdom. Wood feeds fire. We burn wood for heat and for other purposes. Fire feeds the earth. So because when we create ashes after burning, that becomes part of the earth. And earth feeds metal, and then water is fed by metal as well. So when we talk about the wood element, we are talking about each of these elements is connected to an organ system in the body. It's created to a season of the year, a time of day, a direction in nature. And so we see through this lens how we as human beings are part of a larger, we are a microcosm of a larger macrocosm. But the organ that is associated with the wood element is the liver. So I want to talk a little bit about our liver today. I also want to point out that negative emotions, each of these elements is actually associated with a set of imbalanced emotions, as well as with a virtue. So a lot of what we're wanting to do in order to have the best experience we can in our lives is to eliminate the negative, the imbalanced aspects of a certain element, and to cultivate the positive, the virtues, those positive virtues of each element. So I want to talk a little bit about some of the negative energies associated with the liver. So the liver is associated, and the liver and gallbladder together are part of this system. The liver is associated with some negative energies, specifically anger, rage, resentment, and jealousy. And this is something that plays out a lot in our sexual lives, especially if we've experienced trauma, disappointment. If we don't feel like we're getting the needs that we have met, we can develop some resentment, we can have frustration. We may be jealous of other people. For many people, that's an issue. We can actually transform that energy into the energy of kindness, growth, expansion, a feeling of abundance, and the energy of generosity. So what does this have to do with sexuality, you might be asking? So my question is, are you currently expressing yourself fully, intimately, or in the world around you? Or are you holding back some parts of yourself, or pretending maybe even to be what others want you to be? The wood element is about rising up and being who you are, being your authentic self, being your healthiest and most balanced self. And spring is a really beautiful time to grab onto that. I mean, when you look at the energy of the daffodils, how beautiful. It's inspiring. It makes you want to get up and do something, and just, even if it's just to soak in the positive energy around us. So I want to talk a little bit about different forms of the plant kingdom. So we also have, we have the yin, the more gentle form of the plant kingdom, such as the daffodils, but we also have these huge, incredible trees, which are also part. So these are about reaching up, reaching forward, reaching out, expanding, radiating. And that's what we can do inside of ourselves. Now, with regard to sexuality, one of the main issues regarding the wood element has to do with the virtue of desire. So our desire activates the conception energy of water, and transforms it into a lust for life itself. So comes down to our personal survival, our sexual desire, the desire to grow, expand, or progress in one way or another. And we can use this energy for purposes that are ours to make our life potential be realized in its fullest way. I want to show you that we have a meridian in the body for liver energy, that it actually starts in the toe, but it actually moves up into the sexual organs and also connects to the breast and to the head. So these are important parts of how we can tap into the liver element, sorry, the organ of the liver and the gallbladder, and the wood element in our lives. There's a lot of things that the liver does. It's really a major function for detoxification. It has a lot to do with healthy menstruation, with healthy vision, healthy tendons, as well as our ability to plan and to envision those things that we want in our lives. These are all connected to the wood element. There are a lot of unhealthy physical, medical conditions that are associated with stuck liver qi or stagnant liver qi. So we're going to be doing some practices as we move forward into the spring of ways to rejuvenate, restore your liver energy. The liver also, interestingly, is one of the only organs in the body that truly can regenerate and regrow itself. That is one of the fascinating qualities of the liver itself. So the liver is paired with the gallbladder. So this is the gallbladder meridian, which goes basically, it starts up in the head and it ends down in the toes. But it goes down the side of the body and down the side of the legs. So it's a truly fascinating combination. So what I'd like to do today, we're going to keep it short and we'll go dive in more deeply in subsequent weeks. But I want to kind of talk for a moment about Taoist philosophy. That there are really four main stages that we want to address. So we want to cleanse out negative energy, stagnant qi, old energy that no longer serves us, that we want to let go of that. So we cleanse, we cultivate, we build that energy like we would a garden in our yard. We circulate this energy through our bodies so that it can be used on the mental, physical, emotional, and spiritual levels. And then we store this energy so we have it to use at other times in our lives. When, of our choosing, when we want to use it. So I want to do a practice today, which is about cleansing the liver. So we've talked a little bit, I talked a little bit earlier about transforming the imbalanced energy of the liver and of the wood element, such as anger, rage, resentment, and frustration, that we can actually transform that into the virtues of kindness, abundance, generosity, growth, and expansion. So I want to guide you through a practice where we can actually cleanse and cultivate the positive energy of the liver and the wood element. So I want to invite you to take your hands and to actually put them over the area of your liver. The liver is located in the right upper quadrant of the abdomen. So it's right under the rib cage on the right side of the abdomen. And so I want to invite you to take the palms of your hands and to put them in front of your liver. And you can see I'm putting my hands here in front of my liver. And what we're going to do is scan the liver and the gallbladder to see if we have any emotions related to anger, rage, resentment, frustration, or jealousy. And when we've scanned for that, then we raise our hands up over our heads. We intertwine the fingers and we lean slightly to the left so that we're pulling on this right side. We're actually stretching this right side of our abdomen. And then we're going to release this energy, this stagnant chi, with the liver sound, which is shh. And then we bring our hands back to the liver. And we send into the liver a vibrant green energy. Green is the color associated with spring and with the wood element. And we bring in qualities of kindness, of growth, expansion, rejuvenation, rebirth, revival, with abundance and generosity. Visualize the vibrant green of the spring. And let this be absorbed into every cell of your liver. So as you inhale, you're drawing in the vibrant, healthy green chi. Now we're going to do this one more time. We're going to use the palms of our hands to scan the liver area right up here in the right upper quadrant of the abdomen. Scanning the liver, looking again for any anger, resentment, jealousy, rage, frustration that might be here, that might be even holding us back in our lives in one way or another. And again, we're going to reach up, interlace the fingers over the head. We're going to lean slightly to the right so that we're stretching the right side of our chest and abdomen and releasing it with the liver sound. Inhaling the positive green light, the green chi back into your liver. And with that, feelings of kindness, of growth, of generosity, abundance, with a sense that you are enough. There is enough. You have enough. Feeling rejuvenation, rebirth, regrowth, a reawakening kind of energy. And let that be absorbed fully into your liver and your gallbladder. And then the last step we're going to do is we're going to put the palms of our hands in front of the brain. We're going to move the eyes and the hands together from left to right, scanning for any residual imbalanced emotions in the brain. So scanning for anger, resentment, rage, jealousy. And when we move our eyes with it, we actually help to delete the impact that these emotions have on us. And then once again, we're going to reach our hands up over the head, stretching slightly to the left and releasing with the liver sound. Bringing our hands and our attention back to the liver. Breathing in the positive green chi, the energy of the season of the spring. Feeling energy of rebirth, of growth, of re-energizing. Feeling the energy of expansion, growth, abundance, and vitality. Knowing that you are enough. So that is a part of a practice called the 6 healing sounds, which relates to each of the 5 elements, as well as to the associated organs there. So when we have healthy liver energy, we can embrace and celebrate the unstoppable energy of growth in our lives. And with it can come joy, freedom, liberation, and wonderful, wonderful energy. So thank you for joining me today. I will be here just about every Friday at 2 p.m. Eastern, 11 a.m. Pacific. And feel free to share any comments, anything that you're getting from this practice, any insights that might be there for you. And I want to invite you to connect with me if you like. Over this next week or two, and I want to encourage you to embrace your inner wood element, to see how you can actually celebrate this part of you. So I want to show you how you can connect with me if you want to have your own private session to look at your own sacred sexuality and how you can expand that in your life. You can contact me at this email address, tantradoctor.com/breakthrough-session. So it's tantradoctor.com is my website. You can reach me there, or you can reach me here on Facebook through the comments. I look forward to connecting with you some more, and I'm wishing you a very, very happy spring. It's been a pleasure to be with you again, and I will see you next time.